Hey everybody, Sejr here. I have my Simon Says stamp card kit, but I believe this one is April's. Simon Says did not give out a May card kit because of the COVID pandemic. And then what they did, I believe, was April card kit was split. So some people received it in April and others were mailed in May, which is what I have. Sadly, Simon Says Stamps orders always take roughly about a month before I receive it. So I'm pretty certain this is the April 2020. So let's just open this up and I'm just going to quickly show you what's inside, even though it is relatively late. So there's the nice sticker and we'll do it one by one. To start off, you always get a little candy pop. Partner likes eating these ones, and this month I got strawberry. Each card kit does come up with inspiration and what is included in the card kit. So I'm going to use this just to keep an eye on what each of these items are. But as you can see, there's lots of really nice inspiration, what you can do with this card kit. So it's looking like it is Follow the Rainbows. That is the name of this one, and that does sound like April. So to start off, we do get some cardstock, and it is all 100 pound, and it looks like Island Blue, Royal Purple, Dull Pink, and then you get 2 sheets of 120 pound white cardstock. So those are nice, really nice bold colors. I really like those. You do get 2 envelopes, an Island Blue and a white. So this one matches the blue cardstock very nicely. You do get 12, it's called 12 Whimsy Stamp Rainbow 6x6 double-sided paper. So there is a lot of beautiful colored, look at that. These are all just beautiful rainbow, very bright pattern papers. Some hearts. It's just really nice, and have some nice matching hearts there. Some more. This is absolutely amazing. Just loving all these bright colors. There's a lot of things you can do with this. Oh man, this was definitely a really nice, bright, festive. You can use them for birthday cards, pride if you want. So many awesome things. There are also some, same as the kit before, you do get some watercolor paper with stamps on them. So it looks like Hello Spring, Peace, Love, and Happiness, Count Your Rainbows, Not Your Thunderstorms. That's cute. And then two little people with an umbrella and some raining hearts. So those are really fun. You do get a stencil, and if I just open this up, it is an outline stencil, and you get clouds in the center. So it has dual purpose. So that's kind of fun. So you can just focus on that one cloud there, or you can actually create your own. You also get some Simon Says white embossing powder. You can never have enough white. I really love the dark paper with white embossing on it. So maybe I'll do that with this one, but definitely one of my favorite things to do with embossing. Oops, just realized I'm not on camera. you also get a Simon Says stamp set, and this has a lot of fun sentiments. As you can see, follow the rainbows. You have my rainbow every single day. For showering me with kindness, thank you. They look like they're actually, I don't know if they're going to stamp like that, but there's actually little lines on them. I think that's what it's going to look like. So that's going to be interesting. It's not just your typical shape. It actually has some detail to it. Friend, I miss you, thinking of you. These are all just really nice. And then you have this nice big image with an umbrella and stuff, so you can have a lot of fun with that. And the last thing you get is some Lawn Fawn inks, Wild Rose, Celery Stick, Fresh Lavender, and Doe. I am very excited. I like to try these different stamps. I don't actually have many except for distressed inks, so I was looking forward to this one. I want to play around with Lawn Fawn and see what they're like. So that is everything you get in this kit. I will start working on my cards pretty quickly, but like I said, this card kit is from April, so it is kind of dated, and my June one should be coming soon. But nevertheless, very excited. Can't wait to play around with this rainbow paper, and I will show you what I get soon. Hey everyone, Sejr here. So I know this is very late, but I have finished creating some cards for the April 2020 card kit. Like I had mentioned, it did come extremely late, but that was because of the COVID. There was no May 2020 card kit. And then they did stagger out the number of card kits that were being sent out for April. So that's why this one came extremely late than normal. Needless to say, I did create some cards. I will say that although I do appreciate the inspiration cards, I did notice that I had copied them. Not exactly, but definitely it's very obvious that they stuck in my mind when I was creating cards. But I will say, I absolutely love this card kit. I love the rainbows. They were just so bold and beautiful. And I never did get to use the inks, which is this one right here. I never really got to use these. They just didn't seem to match the paper very well. But I'm very happy to have gotten them because I don't actually have many colored inks other than distressed inks. So although I didn't use them, I will put them in my stash and use that. Now this series, this one's a little different because the card came late. I didn't really want to spend the time to make the cards while I was filming. You know what, I kind of just wanted to have fun, and just because I'm always trying to make sure I catch every video so that in case it's good I can post it. But this time I decided for this card kit, I'm just going to record it after I've created them. So I have made 6 cards. They're all on white base card stock. And I'm just going to show you one by one what I have created. For the first card, what I have done is, if you remembered or if you had received it, there was a die that we got, I believe, maybe in February. It was a heart one. The Heart Collection, Love Collection, and it was a die that came with a shaker, and it cut out 3 squares. So I decided to use that on this card, and I took a piece of the one of the rainbow cardstock and I put it behind, and I just layered them. I cut them up and layered them so that I can get all the different shades. This card's very simple. It just also takes the friend stamp from the card kit, and then I heat embossed that with some white embossing powder, which also came in the kit right here. So Simon Says embossing powder. And then I took, I matted it on all 3 colors of the cardstock that came in that kit. So there was the pink, that blue, and the purple. Very simple card. And then I just glued that onto the card base. For the second card, I did purchase a new stamp set through Simon Says, and it's the Hero Arts Infinity Die postage stamp. So I didn't have that one yet. I do have squares and rectangles and circles, but I didn't have any postage stamps. So I decided to use that on a piece of the blue cardstock that came in the kit. For the stamp, right here, I did use this lady with the umbrella, and I stamped it 3 times. One on a piece of white alcohol-friendly cardstock, one on a piece of the purple, and then one on a piece of one of the rainbow pattern paper. For the pattern paper, I simply cut it out. For the purple, I colored in the belt with a black gel pen. I highlighted it, and then I took a purple Copic marker in 2 shades, and I highlighted it in different areas to just give the dress some definition. For the legs and the shoes, I used Copic markers to shade those in. I also took the stamp and I added some of the raindrops around just to make it look like it's raining, and then stamped the thank you stamp on the card. Then I took a piece of black cardstock, and once again, using the white embossing powder that came in the kit, I added "for showering me with kindness." So thank you for showering me with kindness. And then I lifted up the girl with some foam tape, and then I lifted up it all on top of this with another piece of foam tape so that it wasn't so flat. Giving it that little bit of dimension just makes the card stand out a little bit more. So that's card number 2. For card number 3, I did use the watercolor paper printouts that came in the kit. They did come with 4, and I colored this one in using Inktense pencils. I really love the Inktense pencils because of their bold colors. So keeping with the rainbow, I just colored count with the same colors as this, and what I kind of did was I blended the colors between the lines. I like that effect of bleeding outside of the lines. So the red does go over and the orange comes over, and then they just blend them across each other, so it's not a clean line. So I did that all the way through. And then the clouds, I really like how that turned out. It was some dark color and then a lighter color, and I just blended it all towards the center. And then I colored the thunderstorm words with the same color as the clouds. I then matted that to a piece, so I cut that down, I trimmed it down to size, and I matted it with a piece of a pink cardstock that came in the kit. And then I glued that to 120 pound cardstock base. And I just left the tiniest little 1/16 of an inch border around the card. To finish it off, I did use a Spectrum Noir shimmer pen, or is it called sparkle pen, and I added some to the rainbow. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. So it just made the whole thing sparkle, just the rainbow and the words up here. So that is card number 3. Card number 4, I decided to use my new Pink and Main brush, and I have to say I am blown away at how clean those lines are. Now, if you had watched my video using distressed inks and clouds, I created a card that looked like this. This one is using the Pink and Main ergonomic blender brush, and this one is using those wooden pegs with the little sponge on the bottom, and you wipe it. Like, I know there are 2 different techniques, but just look how clean and clear that looks. Like, that is amazing compared to this one. I like them both, depending on what you want to do, but having them both available blows me away. Like, this is just amazing. Anyway, so I did that on a piece of Bristol cardstock, cut that down, and I took a piece of black cardstock of the same size and I created the shadow. Okay, then I glued that on top of a piece of the rainbow pattern paper that is very similar to the one that's down here. So this is the leftovers. This was the first card that I created with it. I glue that all down to a piece of 120-pound cardstock. I then added my sentiment, "You are my rainbow every single day," and I heat embossed that with the same Simon Says stamp white embossing powder. To finish it off, I did add some sequins that I had in my stash. They are Doodlebug Rainbow Collection, and I just added one of almost every color to the card. Very simple, but absolutely beautiful. If I could totally add more to this. If I had a little embellishment that I can put right in the center here, that would work perfectly. This card can definitely be enhanced with another piece. For my fifth card, this is another one of the watercolor print papers that came with the kit, and I used the colored pencils from last month's, not April, March. It came with a pack of 24 colored pencils, and I decided to use those. So I colored the whole image. I wanted to stick with a blue-green theme, so there's not too many colors outside of that theme other than like the browns and the red. I then glued that to, I cut it down and I glued it to the 120 cardstock, pound cardstock, leaving about 1/8 of an inch, I believe, all the way around. This is the negative of this piece, this postage stamp rectangle. I didn't want to waste it. I really liked how it looks because it even has like an embossing on it. So I really liked that and I didn't want to waste it. So I decided to add it on top of this this picture here. And then the sentiment, which I used white embossing embossing powders, sorry. I used the sentiment, "You look fabulous even when it's raining." This one just looks so perfect with that sentiment, even with the raining hearts. I really liked it. So for the jeans and everything, I played around with some shading. I try to practice every time I color. With the hair, it's the same thing. I try to figure out how to do shading with watercolors. I really do love playing with watercolors. They're just a lot of fun to get into with adding water and mixing them around. So I really enjoyed creating this one as well. For the last card, I took another piece of the rainbow cardstock. This is an A2 size, so that's 4¼ by 5½. I glued that down to the 120 white cardstock base. I then took that Lady in the Umbrella stamp on a piece of the white cardstock that came in the card kit, and I heat embossed that with clear embossing powder. And the one that I used was this one from Recollection I got from Michael's. And what that does is it just made it so that it's a little bit shiny. I don't know if you can kind of see right there how it shines. So it's lifted and it's shiny. And the reason why I decided to do white was because I really didn't want to take away from the rainbow background. I wanted to be able to see the image, but let the background be the color. And I really liked how that turned out. And I think this is one of the examples that someone has done in the example handout. So maybe, most likely, I picked it up without realizing. To finish it off, I added the sentiment using the white embossing powder. After the storm comes the rainbow. I just think this card is so simple, so beautiful, and I just love the rainbows and the bright colors that came with this card kit. So these are the 6 cards that I created with my April 2020 Simon Says card kit. I really hope you enjoyed it. This is definitely a different way of showing my cards. I hope that you enjoyed this experience with me. I definitely had a lot of fun making the cards, and I look forward to the next card kits that come my way. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care of yourselves. Bye.